subscribe.
Hello everyone and welcome to a new video. In this one, we're going to keep learning interesting information about my favorite animals, dinosaurs. For that, as always, we're going to use this encyclopedia. It comes with a lot of interesting information about different types of dinosaurs. For example, here we have a dinosaur, one of those with a long neck, and at the top we see its scientific name. In the Dino Fact Sheet, it specifies that this particular dinosaur could measure approximately 15 meters long and about 3 meters tall and weigh almost 10 tons. As you can see, its mouth isn't very big, which already tells us that it was a herbivorous dinosaur that fed on plants. Let's close our encyclopedia to discover all the dinosaurs that are inside the box. For now, here we are looking at a flying reptile. And let's see, look. We have several figures, some big ones and many small ones. Let's take them all out to learn their names and some of their characteristics. Let's see which one comes out first. What do you think if we start by taking out some of the smaller figures? This time, we have the great Ankylosaurus, a herbivorous dinosaur. It was also called the armored dinosaur because the upper part of its body was very thick and tough, and it was also covered with large spikes both on the top and on the sides. This was its way of defending itself. In addition, it also had spikes on its head, especially on the sides. Another way it defended itself was with its powerful defensive tail swing. Also, the figure, although it is very small, comes with an articulated tail. We can swing it from right to left. It had a large ball or club at the tip of its tail, and this way it would swing it very hard and fast to defend itself. It was also a quadrupedal dinosaur that walked on all 4 legs, and it was also called the armadillo of the Cretaceous. These figures, even though they are very small, I like them a lot because we can appreciate all the details and see more clearly what those dinosaur details looked like. Let's leave the first one here and continue with a different one. What do you think if we take a look at a super predator next? One of the greatest predators that has ever existed is the great Giganotosaurus. The figure is different from the previous one. This one, as you can see, is made of a more flexible plastic. Therefore, even though it doesn't have articulated legs, it does allow us to move them from right to left and up and down, just like its tail. What does come articulated is its large jaw. Can we see the detail of its teeth? The Giganotosaurus had an impressive jaw. It was on par with the great Tyrannosaurus rex. Its front legs were much smaller than its hind legs, and as you can see, each one had 3 fingers. Along the entire dorsal part of its body, we could see a small crest of spikes or spines that ran all the way down its back to the tip of its tail. Another big carnivore here. We're still taking out the small figures. We have another big herbivore. This one is very famous. It lived on planet Earth during the Jurassic period, more than 155 million years ago. Let's take a closer look at all the details. Because the most characteristic feature of the Stegosaurus was the large bony plates it had all along its back, which, as you can see, were divided into 2 big rows. These plates helped protect it from the bites of large carnivores. In addition, it could also defend itself like the Ankylosaurus, as it had 4 large spikes at the tip of its tail that it would swing from side to side. Whack! To be able to defend itself, its hind legs were bigger and stronger because it needed to have a lot of strength in its hindquarters. Let's see how it takes down the great Giganotosaurus. Wow! Oh. We'll leave it here. What I like most about these figures is that we can create a lot of different stories. We just have to let our imaginations run wild. Here we have another herbivorous dinosaur, and this time it's characterized by the shape of its head. As you can see, it's as if it were wearing a helmet, and it was also protected with large spikes on the back. This herbivorous dinosaur was called Pachycephalosaurus. Several fossil remains of this dinosaur have been found, which has allowed us to see what its skull was like. Also, it was bipedal, and if you look closely, its neck area is articulated. That allows us to move it both from right to left and up and down. I love it. What do you think if we put all the herbivorous dinosaurs on one side and all the carnivorous ones on the other side? And we'll move on to another one. Look, over here I see two more herbivores. Let's create a real Jurassic World. These two figures are exactly the same. It looks like it's the great Diplodocus, a giant among giants. It was known for having this super long neck. Nowadays, the only animal we have with such a long neck is the giraffe. And look, I like it because it also has an articulated neck, which is really cool because we can lower it as if it were eating leaves from the ground. But we can also raise it, so it can eat the leaves from the treetops. Something very characteristic about the Diplodocus is that it had a very long tail with a thin tip, which it used like a whip. Well, now we have two more herbivores. How about we look for more information about Diplodocus in the Great Encyclopedia of Dinosaurs? In the center, we can see a really cool illustration with several Diplodocus. Here we have a mother with her calf, which is much smaller. It says that its name means double beam. It could reach about 26 meters in length from its mouth to the base of its long tail. Also, another detail is that it had larger and more robust hind legs than front legs. This way, it could swing its tail with great force and defend itself from some carnivores that tried to attack. We already have a lot of herbivores here and the only carnivore we've gotten so far. What do you think if we now take out the biggest figures from the box? The next dinosaur is very famous. I'm sure all of you will recognize it right away. It's Blue, a fictional dinosaur that appears in the Jurassic World movies. As you can see, it's a genetic mix with a Velociraptor. It's a very intelligent dinosaur, which is even able to interact with humans. However, as I mentioned, this is just a fictional dinosaur. But the truth is that I really like the figure. I love it because it's super big. And as you can see, it comes with a button on the top. If we move it forward and backward, as you can see, it has special movements. It can rotate its entire front part of the body from right to left, while also moving its jaw at the same time. Its hind legs are also articulated, just like the front ones. I really like that. Another cool detail of this figure is that it comes with crystal effect eyes. And if we move it from right to left, as you can see, it looks like its eyes are moving. Although it's actually just an optical illusion, we can also see the detail of its tongue and palate. I really love this figure, honestly. Well, we already have one of the big figures, but we still have a few more. And now, thanks to him, we have another herbivorous dinosaur. It's the great Stegosaurus. We've already seen it as a small figure. Look, this is the minifigure we saw earlier. As you know, it also used to swing its tail from side to side, but this one is much more impressive. It can move its head from right to left. Its eyes are much smaller, but look at this detail. Didn't I mention before that some herbivores have a strong beak at the front of their mouth, which they use to dig in the ground in search of food? We can appreciate all the details of its skin here, as well as its vibrant colors. It comes with a tail that has lots of articulated sections, so let's turn the button to see how it moves its tail to defend itself from predators. Super cool! Another one over here. How about we leave it at the back, on the herbivore's side? And we still have one more dinosaur to see. It's another one of the big ones. Oops! and we also have two of the little ones over here. Let's look at the two remaining little ones, which are also carnivores. On one hand, we have the great Tyrannosaurus rex. He is one of the largest predators that has ever existed. The figure is really cool. As you can see, it comes with a metallic effect, so it shines a lot. It also has this darker detail on the top. It can open and close its jaw. The jaw of the T-Rex was made up of a total of 60 sharp teeth, and its front legs were very small. Secondly, we have one of the first large carnivores that ever existed, called Dilophosaurus. It had crests on the top of its head, and these crests were different depending on whether they were male or female. It can move its head, up and down. And now we have the last one to see. It's coming in strong. Its footsteps are really heavy. And here we have the great Indominus Rex. This figure is also of a fictional dinosaur. It's famous for appearing in the movies. Like Blue, which comes with a blue stripe, the Indominus Rex is completely black, with a yellow stripe that really stands out. As you can see, its ferocity is impressive. It's a very powerful dinosaur, and above all, very intelligent. Can we open and close its jaw? Its eye comes in an orange shade. Do you see all these teeth? They were very big and sharp. Also, it has a different texture depending on the area of its body. Its claws were very strong and big, with 4 fingers that could grab any prey and never let it escape. It also had, just like the Velociraptor, one of its claws shaped like a hook. Its hind legs were very large, and it also had a long tail. This time, with the figure, we can move it up and down. But what I like the most is that it comes with another magic button. If we press it, look at this. It uses its front claws very quickly. It's one of its best attacks. Let's open the jaw to make it look much more terrifying. Difficult. And now, friends, we finished today's video. Let's put the great Indominus on the carnivore's side. And these are all the dinosaurs we've learned about today. If you like this video, you can help me by giving me a super like, a thumbs up, and I invite you to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any videos. And now, I'll say goodbye to you all. See you in the next video with more amazing dinosaurs. Goodbye!